Hi everyone, my name is Lila Ignatius. I have been taking classes for UPSC students for the past 14 years. Apart from this, I am also having my own foundation in India, more than 5 states. And other than that, I also acted like an advisor to the Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha for a few months. And after that, I am also working as a poll strategist for the various political parties. So today, I'm very happily is going to introduce about this political science as an optional paper. So when we are talking about political science and international relations, I will say Psir here afterward. So political science as an optional paper, when you are looking into the syllabus, so based on the syllabus, you can have some idea. First of all, when I'm going into the paper one, which is having 250 mark, section 1, section A and section B. So in this section A, one is compulsory question. Section B, fifth one is compulsory question. So in each section, 4 questions, and you have to select either 1 and 5 as a compulsory one. Apart from this, you need to take one more question or 2 questions in section A. If you select 1, then you have to select 2 questions in section B. So this is the way, totally 5 questions. So when you are looking into the syllabus of political science, the first part of political science syllabus is also containing this political theory and Indian politics in paper 1. And first part, section A, is political theory. This is a very common idea. On the basis of these theories, you can be able to understand about the state and what type of states are existing and what is justice and what is the elaborate meaning of equality and rights and democracy, and apart from this, the concept of power. So these are all the interconnected topic with the idea of political science. But the basic pillar of political science is based on the 8th and 9th and 10th chapter, which is simply called in the name of political ideology, starting from this liberalism to feminism. And the Indian political thought process done by Arthasastra or Dharmasastra and till M.N. Roy. And apart from this, various Western political people start from Plato to the Hannah Arendt. So this is the way that things are happening inside political science optional in section A. And students will also some question that, okay, I'm not comfortable with the political theory because I'm not belongs to this arts and I'm completely belongs to the science background or engineering background or professional background. For that also, I will suggest some methods how to handle this political theory in coming classes. So when you're going to the next area, section B, so the syllabus of the section B is very connected with the general study, which is talking about the main core of the paper 2 section, paper 1 section B is related to the Indian government and politics. And that is also mainly based on the idea of constitution. The Indian polity and constitution is a core area inside paper 1 section B. The main heading is Indian government and politics, and which usually start with the political history, how the way the various struggle and how the way they made the constitution and what about the various salient features as well as the preamble and fundamental right in DPSP and other most important principles and doctrine. And apart from this, the various organs of the government, which is going to help students in governance part of paper 2, as well as the Panchayat Raj institution and other various statutory body and constitutional body and extra constitutional body or legal body or any kind of body. All the things as a student of UPSC, you are going to read in your GS paper 2 also. And other than that, there's some common idea like federalism, planning and economic development, and caste, religion, and ethnicity of Indian politics, and party system which is existing inside our country, and other various social movement. So this is a very simple idea. Questions will be in section B, 5, 6, 7, 8 in paper 1. The same way what I discuss, it will also going to appear in paper 2 in the name of comparative politics and international relations. And the first 10 numbers, if you want to say that, which is completed 11 chapters, which is very much connected with the international organization and comparative politics between one country to another country and region to another region. And apart from this, the India and world, that is a section B part. Here, we are going to connect the foreign policy of the country and India and its neighborhood and India and bilateral and India and other various region and global, as well as other various global important powers and some kind of doctrines like nuclear doctrine or some kind of ideas regarding this United Nations organization in terms of UN bodies, etc., etc. All the things are going to come into this category of syllabus. So when I'm talking about the syllabus, I also want to talk about some kind of myth and reality about the syllabus. When the students are going to select optional paper, any option, the most important thing for selecting option, the conditions are the following. The first one, based on interest. Without interest, you cannot be able to manage any option. The second important question students will ask, whether it is a scoring subject or not, it is a popular subject or not, and how I am going to handle as a student. So the most popular three questions, that is the first one is whether the syllabus, whether the optional is on the basis of the interest of the students or not, or second, what about the scoring and what about the popularity about the subject and availability of material. And the basis of this idea only students are selecting. So when I'm talking about this myth and reality in this particular area, after completing the syllabus, some students will say that it is very vast. Very, very vast. Every section is having 10 to 11 chapters. But in reality, UPS is always having a syllabus and hidden syllabus of every optional on the basis of question paper. So this is the most important thing, the way I'm handling, the way I'm going to handle in coming classes also about this Psir on the basis of hard work as well as smart work of the teacher and students coordination and cooperation. So when I'm talking about the hard work and every student is going to do once they enter into this field. But when I'm talking about smart work, particularly the optional like Psir, which is going to really help, students in various ways. In general studies paper 2, 250 mark. Again, when I'm going to ethics paper 4, some areas are interconnected with the political science in terms of governance. And when I'm going to take a essay paper, there also I'm going to talk about the connectivity of a essay paper with the Psir in terms of section 1 and section 2. Then when I'm going to the personality test, there also international relations area and the political scenario. So this is the way the optional like political science is helping students in their preliminary level, in GS part, in mains examination 500 mark based on their optional paper, and another 250 mark in their essay paper, and another 250 mark in their GS2 paper and GS4 paper. So approximately this optional like Psir is not only the popular subject and also the simplest and easiest one, the most important thing, this optional paper is going to contribute for students' preparation at the level of GS. Out of 1000 mark in GS, approximately minimum 250 in paper 2, adding this paper 4 also, some more 300 up to 350 up to sometimes, and adding another 250 from essay. One minimum question 125 mark. Sometimes it may go up to 250 mark also, like last year. Okay, so this is the way it is going to reduce the burden of students at the maximum level when I'm comparing with any optional paper. But every optional papers are having their own unique nature. So what is the most important thing? It is up to the students on the basis of their interest only they need to select option. One side. On another side, I already discussed that, okay, we need to do hard work as well as smart work. Then my question is that, what is this smart work? Frequently I'm saying that. When I'm saying that an optional is going to help students in their preliminary, mains and interview, as well as optional paper. Here the things are in two ways. The teacher also need to have the diversified knowledge to help the students in their optional paper, and the way they are going to help the students in their GS paper also. It is not only the optional paper like the old method before 2013. It was an old idea. The optional teacher who is going to help their students in GS paper also, in preliminary also, in personality also. That is why this optional is very best when I am comparing with anyone. For example, when I want to introduce the idea of smart work, this is only one technique I am discussing in this orientation class. When days are going, when the classes are going on, then I will add some more technique. When I'm talking about Union Public Service Commission, UPSC, and immediately my students will counter me. By the way, if it is not only Union Public Service Commission, sir, but also it is an unpredictable service commission. So it is dependent upon the students. If you are not working smartly and hard work combinedly, then you will say it is an unpredictable service commission. If you are working with your hard work in home as well as a smart technique and smart work you are following along with this, then definitely you can say that this is also a predictable service commission. We can have a lot of example. By the way, we gave some success through this optional paper. For the past, you take just last 3 years if you want. So I'm also going to compare the last 3 years question paper. The most specialty about political science, some optional may go up at the very peak. After some time, it may go down also. So this is the problem in optional selection. But some optional paper, irrespective of the time, it will always remain constant, always go in a rhythmic manner. So this is the most important thing when we are talking about scoring, and some optional will always play a very safest role inside. Because nowadays, even though the reduction of 2 optional system came and only 1 optional paper, but the most important thing, along with the essay and optional paper, with the handling of GS in a lightest manner, students can able to go up to interview. So what is the smart work? Simple technique, classification of questions on the basis of year. 100, 50, 75, 25, 0. 0 is a current updation you need to do in paper 2. So when I'm discussing about this classification of year, I just want to compare this PSIR optional along with the preliminary, mains and interview level. Simple example. What is this classification as a strategy? You just take 2008 question. There only the syllabus got changed for preliminary. I just go to modern India, the historical background, political history. Who wrote the book Al-Kilal, 2008 modern India question? Answer is the first education minister, Mr. Abul Kalam Azad. Why? Because in 1958 he died and 2008 is the 50th year anniversary. UPSC asked this question in preliminary. 2009, go to world geography. River Hudson, which of the following cities? New York City. On the banks of River Hudson, you can able to see the mighty New York City. On its 400th year celebration, 1609, the formation, the development of small hamlet like New York on the banks of River Hudson by Mr. Hudson, and later, but after 400 years, it became a mighty New York City. Exactly on 2009, you in World Geography, UPS asked this question. Go to 2010, budget making process. 2 questions. Why in 1860, Lord Canning introduced this budget process. 2010 is the 150th year celebration. Like this manner, I can give a lot of example about this year-based classification. You take 2018 preliminary question, the toughest question, and you take A series and try to use my technique, classification of year. A series, first 40 question, out of 40 question, 16 question came from this classification only, according to media, social media, newspaper and everything, where they mentioned that after 2018 preliminary, the toughest question paper for the 21st century. They made like this a statement. The year-based classification really helps student in preliminary, mains and even interview level. I will give some example after some. So when I'm going to the mains examination in optional paper like PSIR, you take 2019 PSIR optional paper and you go to the compulsory question. 1C. This is a simple logic and simple idea. On the basis of this, the UPSC has asked the end of ideology debate. So immediately, if you are doing according to my strategy, the year-based classification, before examination, you need to do these things. So what is the logic of asking this question, end of ideology debate? Then I can easily say that Daniel Bell is the one who introduced this ideology of end of ideology inside his collection of essay paper in the name of end of ideology, which also converted into end of ideology debate. And it came in 1960 when we are going to write 2019 preliminary mains examination, Psir political science optional paper. That year exactly the 60th year celebration of the formation of this idea, end of idea. So UPSC has asked a direct question in mains optional paper. Then when I'm going further, 1E, MK Gandhi concept of Swaraj, compulsory question number 1E. Why? Then my logic, according to the stratification of year-based classification, I can able to say that 1869 Mahatma Gandhi's birth year and 2019 exactly 150th year celebration got over, and exactly on its celebration year, UPSC asked this question in PSR optional paper. Then next question, go to section A, last part, 4A. Critically examine Hannah Arendt conceptual trial of labor, work and action. Actually, normally these kind of things teacher won't discuss anywhere inside India, any political science optional teacher in India. But why in 2019 UPSC asked this? Because when you are going by the classification of year, you can easily identify exactly around 1858. That year, 1858, Mr. Hannah Arendt, who wrote the very popular book in the name of The Human Condition. And in that book, first time he talked about the triad of the labor, work and action. And 2019 exactly the 60 years got over and 61st year beginning, and we expected this question in 2018, but 1 year later UPSC asked this question. Critically examine Hannah Arendt conceptual trial of the labor, work and action, 60th year celebration. Okay, these are some examples only. I'm only discussing this classification for section A of 2019, 2018, 2017. Only section A. Then when you are going into the next level, 2018, 1E question is about Mussolini. Suddenly there was a first time UPSC asked this Mussolini question simply on the basis of the idea of some year-based classification. Again in 2018, when the question asked during the time, there was a news also came into exist on the basis of the 135th year celebration of the Mussolini, and apart from this, some more other classification of year also happened in newspaper-based idea. So exactly about Mussolini-based, his very popular statement came into existence in UPSC mains PSIR 2018 1E. Then when again going to this 2B, John Rawls justification and discrimination, simply that is a year in 95th year celebration of his birth century on one side and 15th year death anniversary. On the basis of that, there was a question in 2018 also, there was a question in 2017 also, exact 15th year and 16th year. 15th year end and 16th year beginning, 2 year 17, 18 UPSC PSIR optional paper has asked this question. Even the most important thing in ethics paper, they directly asked about this John Rawls theory of justification, social justice in 2017-18 mains GS paper 4. Because 2002 he died, 2017-18 exactly 15th 15-year death anniversary of just John Rawls. Directly from political science optional, they have asked in essay question paper, the modern political thinkers in ethics paper, paper 4. Some more ideology. Simply, if you are going to 3rd B, there was a question regarding this Macpherson's view on democracy. In 2018 mains PSIR paper Third B is talking about Macpherson view on democracy. Why? Simply because he died in 1987. 2018, 1718 is a 30th year death anniversary again. So to commemorate him, so UPSC asked this question: Macpherson's view on democracy, first time in PSR history. Then I am going further. Fourth B, Dr. Ambedkar, ideas of annihilation of caste. Why? What about Ambedkar? Because 125th year celebration got over, and once 26 started, immediately 1 year later, UPSC asked this question in 2018. Section A only I am discussing, not section B and paper 2, paper 2 section A, paper section B. Only paper 1 section A. This much question. In past 3 years, again, we need to go back 2017. Rawls theory of justice, 15th year death anniversary, simply. Then third question A, multiculturalism. What do you understand? Then what this Biko Parak as a personality who gave the views something about multiculturalism. In 2017, UPSC asked this question. In 3B, why? The logic is that very simply the rethinking of multiculturalism. This was a book. It was launched at the time of 2002, and 2017 is the 15th year, 1-5, a celebration of the book, very popular book, Rethinking of Multiculturalism. In that Big Barre, he clearly mentioned about what is multiculturalism and what is his view on multiculturalism. On the basis of this idea, students can able to understand that, okay, I need to expect certain questions even before the examination. I have to prepare a chart and I need to keep it in my packet. Exactly, question is going to come every year. This is only one strategy. You go further. 4B. The end of history debate. Why this end of history debate was asked by UPSC in 2017 mains examination PSAR? Because when I'm seeing this, in 1992, the Fukuyama was a very popular personality who wrote the book End of History. 25th year celebration. Exactly on the 25th year celebration, UPSC has asked this question. So I discuss only section A of paper 1, 2019, 18, 17. I can able to predict this much question even before the examination itself. When you people are going to give 2020 or 2021 or 22, whatever the year it may be, this is the way we need to give. We need to help the student to how to catch the fish rather than catching fish and handing over to them. So you can able to assess, you can able to check, you can able to do everything even before examination. Only I discuss section A, year-based classification, this much question, then section B of paper 1, then section A of paper 2, section B of paper 2, another 3 section also there. So you can easily predict minimum 25% of the total question. Sometime luck permit, it will go up to 40% every year. This is a strategy I'm using. Based on that, I can able to predict 50% of the total question. Last year it was 70%, what we discussed inside the class appear directly. I can't able to predict for the next year. I'm not able to give assurance. But the minimum guarantee, 25%, if you're seeing from 1979 to 2019 examination, you can able to see the same pattern. In preliminary, 2018, toughest question. You take A series, just first 40 question, 40, you will find the 16 question. Even when I was there in an interview board, mark board last year and last year, I also asked certain question to my students who came for personality test, simply on the basis of year-based classification. Swami Vivekananda's 125th year celebration last year. So we expected certain question in interview time also. So instead of asking a common question in terms of Hinduism and Swami Vivekananda, I asked a question that what is Swami Vivekananda's stake related to migration? Because that time the entire world talk about migration. As a teacher of international relations, I connected 125th year celebration of Swami Vivekananda with the topic of migration. Exactly one of my students, he went to interview. He also faced the same question and he impressed the board well, and he did a very good mark at the time of interview, and now he is an IPS officer in southern part of India. These are some example I can able to say that this is only one strategy. not the one strategy, sorry, not the only strategy, it is one of the strategy. Like this manner, I'm having some more techniques. So we will try to implement and make this PSIR as the simplest one, even though you belongs to science background or arts background or whatever the background it may. That is really a myth, not in reality. It is a very vast, it is a myth, not in reality. But when you are going to approach this syllabus with the help of the previous year question paper, and syllabus are very limited. Question answers point of view, syllabus are very limited. You need to focus only few areas or major areas, and you can also skip certain things and able to score very good mark. This is the important strategy I'm giving, and the most important thing in UPSC field, whoever it may be, whatever the idea he is giving, you have to check with the help of the old question paper since 1979 to 2020 and the syllabus of UPSC. Then if you find truth in that one, you just follow. Otherwise, just to throw it and go. So what is the next important thing when I'm talking about this PSIR as an optional paper? Okay, what is the necessary? So this much of advantage, it is also going to give in GS also going to give in essay paper and interview paper also. And the way how the system is also going to happen as a strategical work. A smart work, we can able to predict question even before preliminary as well as mains as well as optional paper itself. And other than that, the PSIR is having a lot of advantages as an optional paper. But also it is having its own disadvantage. What is the disadvantage mainly? If the student who doesn't have any kind of interest towards this particular area, then for him, it is the toughest syllabus. So if you don't have the proper interest, don't select PSIR. If you have the interest, then the most important thing, the way we are going to discuss, we will also make the subject simple and more interesting, and you will also get the benefit. But apart from this, your interest is a core area before going to select this option paper. Okay. Then when I'm continuing further, some more ideas also there. According to this, okay, when we are going to handle this PSIR as an optional in classes, I will also teach some more subject, some more strategy. Okay, other than that, the way I am connecting this PSIR with your general studies paper, and the most important question, there are a lot of academies that are existing throughout the world and throughout the country particularly, why you need to join with me? This is a common question students will ask, why I need to join with you. The most important thing, already I told, 14 years of experience I am having in this UPSC field. The second most, I am also a behavioral educationist. So the way I am interacting with my optional students and my interview students, as a behavioral educationist, I can able to help my students in their various levels, starting from the core to the end. And as a strategist, for the political parties, the way I am predicting, the same way I can also predict for my students also. So these are the things, the very common things that why you need to join with me. Other than that, as able as possible with a simple diagram and formulas, etc., I will make this subject as simple as possible. For example, if you want to ask a question, if you want to throw randomly any subject, for example, if you want to put a paper 3, land reforms in India. Okay, this is not in paper 3. First time in 2013 only they introduced in this land reforms in India in paper 3 area, economics, science and technology and internal security area. They added this one. What kind of smart technique I am going to use here? It is not my subject, polity, governance, IR, not my subject, but think the most important thing, the presence of mind will help you. If you want to write a good answer in land reforms, generally teachers will suggest that land reform is equivalent to social justice. You need to say what are the reforms happen inside India starting from independence, what are the land reforms, what are the act, what are the police action. But the most important thing, it is not paper 1 area, it is paper 3 area. So what is the strategy? You need to add the social justice plus the agricultural productivity, which is equivalent to land reforms in India. And majority of the people are writing land reforms is equivalent to social justice only. That is why they are scoring very less mark. You need to add agricultural productivity. That is the reason it is there in paper 3, because paper 1 also, history also, you are going to study post-independent consolidation also, you are going to study land reforms in India. There you can write stories. But in economy part, no stories. Agricultural productivity, how to improve the agricultural productivity along with the social justice or the social equity concept. When I'm combining the increasing agricultural productivity with the social equity, I can able to achieve land reform. A simple formula you have to put it at the time of your mains examination. Below you can write some point and substantiate, you will get the exact answer. Like this manner, this is a future concept. Not only flowchart and diagram, the future examinations 2021 onwards or 2020 onwards, majority of the question you have to create a formula as able as possible in every unit and every concept. Then you are going to be the single digit rank holder. So this is a way I'm winding up my discussion as an orientation class. In regular class, I will discuss more about the strategy and how to make this subject as a very simple and how to handle it in a simplest manner, even though you not belong to the arts background or political science background, but you can able to handle it in a easiest manner. So that is the most important thing. Okay, thank you, Jay.